In 2017, I took 5 grams of Iboga, an African root bark commonly used to treat hardcore heroin addiction and or have a spiritual death experience, causing people to have a revelatory trip that changes their life forever. I stupidly took it for a YouTube video in a very irresponsible context, and so naturally I descended into hell and suffered a brutal existential crisis unlike anything I've experienced or read about. I thought I was never going to take psychedelics for the rest of my life, and I didn't. For over 2 years. However, after 1 to 2 years of integration, I can say that it was the most humbling experience of my life. So a few weeks ago, my friend gave me a vial for me to microdose, which he claims that it helps improve mood, be more in tune with your emotions, and gain clarity for contemplation and reflection. Now, there are 3 outcomes that I suspect could happen. Number 1, it will improve my everyday life. 2, it will trigger my past trauma. Or 3, nothing significant at all. Microdosing psychedelics is the practice of consuming very low, sub-hallucinogenic doses of a psychedelic substance. The most popular substances for microdosing are LSD and psilocybin mushrooms. Microdosing has exploded in popularity, yet the scientific literature contains minimal research on this practice. Because most psychedelics mimic serotonin, a neurotransmitter responsible for regulating mood, cognition, memory, and several physiological functions, it's no wonder why psychedelics have such a profound effect on the human brain. Microdosing psychedelics can be a great way to experience benefits without committing to the machine elf hyperspace spiritual rebirth experience that may be a little bit too intense for most people. Not to mention, this can have devastating consequences for certain people. Tim Ferriss, for example, chooses to microdose Ibogaine to treat depression and enhance cognition instead of psilocybin mushrooms due to the issues of accurately dosing psilocybin mushrooms. Ibogaine is the active compound in Iboga. Iboga use, along with any drug, isn't without risk and must be treated with great care and caution. Reports of toxicity-related complications caused by Ibogaine have largely been due to previous medical conditions, mostly cardiac, as well as combining it with certain drugs. Do not use Ibogaine or Iboga if you have a pre-existing heart condition. This combination can be deadly. You've been warned. What's going on, everybody? So today is the day where I finally dip my toes back in the Iboga waters. This time, of course, it's going to be a microdose, so it's going to be a completely different ballpark, or so I hope, because from what I got told by my friend, he said that this can really help with clarity and vision and maybe get in touch with your emotions a little bit more. And, you know, some people say it's kind of like a nootropic in terms of just increasing your cognitive faculties, and other people claim spiritual effects and therapeutic effects, right? And so I feel like this can go either of 2 ways. One, it does act like a nootropic, and it does increase my focus and vision, and it just improves my day-to-day life and well-being. Or 2, it's going to be some heavy stuff and maybe bring up some of that old existential dread, which I thought are completely healed at this point. But at the end of the day, you know, emotions are nothing to be really healed. It just is what it is, man. Okay, so it says here that you take 1 to 10 drops in the morning, about 10:45 a.m. right now. My friend told me to start off with 5, but I'm going to go with 4, just in case. That way, if it's too little, I can go more the next day. If it's too much, I can go back. But people microdose psychedelics for various reasons. Some people do it to mitigate their depression, their anxiety, or certain mental health issues that they may be facing. Some people treat it like I am going to today, sort of like a nootropic. At this stage of my life, I'm actually pretty good. I'm grateful. I got awesome friends and family. I'm not, you know, suffering from any severe mental health issue. I'm actually quite lucid as well, so I'm not currently taking any drugs, not even weed. Yeah, caffeine maybe once or twice a month. I just kind of drink coffee for the taste, really, not because I need that boost. And aside from that, I get some nicotine. Yeah, I have been puffing on the old nicotine vape pen. Nothing I want to do for long term, of course, because obviously it's not good for you, but yeah, that's basically it. So we'll see. Let's do it. So I'm going to take you guys along this journey with me. I've also just had a really cold shower, so I'm a bit fresh, but also my sinuses just started blocking up for some reason. That's what you get for having a freezing cold shower in the middle of winter. But I don't know, I like to activate the old nervous system. Let's give this a shot. 4 drops. That doesn't taste very good. I actually got a lot to do today, so hopefully this doesn't hinder my abilities. should be right. Thank you. Okay, I pray to you, Source, God, the spirit of Iboga. Please allow this experience to be as graceful as possible and for me to get as much out of this as possible so I can become a better human and help serve humanity in a more effective way. Thank you. Oh mate, that is actually kind of bringing me back. Oof. I think I'm gonna have some tea. I'd probably recommend having it with tea or with water or some sort of a nice drink, but I wanted to taste it in its pure form. But I will not be doing that the rest of this experiment. Sit. Usually to start my day I just have start off with a nice peppermint tea, sometimes lemon and ginger when I'm feeling a bit wild. Yeah, I just like to do some work, maybe some journaling. So this is on today's agenda. So we already make bed, already brush teeth, had a shower. We're gonna make eggs, but I decided tea instead. Take 4 drops of Iboga. Boom. And then yeah, just gonna go over my Iboga script and do some editing on this like substance podcast we recorded. Yeah, play some guitar, do some creativity. 12 o'clock, we're gonna do some push-ups. Later today, I'm gonna go to the city, pick up my repaired camera. Yeah, and then we've got like a dinner with the groomsmen. For those who don't know, I'm getting married at the end of the year. So yeah, man, we've got quite a day. So hopefully this Iboga microdose has some good positive effects. And it actually helps with my day, and it doesn't bring up some like old PTSD or some shit and I start curling into a ball. Oh no, existence. Everything is nothing, nothing is everything. It never ends, it's all a loop, everything is nothing, nothing is everything. I've been writing my dreams lately, and I think I'm being obsessed with Tom Cruise lately, because I just like watched all the Mission Impossibles for the first time ever, Edge of Tomorrow. And yeah, last night I was just like hanging out with him on this grassy hill, talking about movies and potentially writing my own, and he was giving me like a lot of motivation. Every morning and or evening I like to do a gratitude journal. Just good to reprogram your subconscious to look at the positives in life and count your blessings, you know. Nothing too profound, but it does have a profound effect. I know, it's so funny that the time that I make a podcast with Adam, we talked about like my last Iboga experience and, you know, that whole infamous trip. If you want to know more, check out the link. But yeah, here I am editing a podcast, and part of it is me talking about my past Iboga experience, and now I'm like back on it. Well, I was never really on it, it was just the one time, but yeah. It's been about maybe 20-30 minutes. I haven't felt any significant difference. Maybe a slight boost of energy, but not in the kind of erratic way that caffeine gives you, just a little bit more, I don't know the word I'm looking for, just awake. My eyes feel a little bit like, maybe it's the focus, who knows, I'll keep you guys updated. So before having breakfast, I usually like to work out a little bit, get the blood pumping. Hey Bobby, what's going on? Something I did notice actually is, like with the Iboga, is I feel like my focus has increased a good, I don't know. All these guesses are very unscientific because really I have no idea, and it's completely subjective, and it's like I'm self-surveying myself. But I feel like a good maybe 20%. Do a few reps. The total gym 1000. enchilada filled up with nada. Give them what you got to give to get a dollar bill. And Taylor's got it round the way. Actually, right now, I'm starting to feel like I had a strong cup of coffee, which is kind of weird. Interesting. Curious or incurious? This is going to be an interesting day, I think. That's the thing about music, man. It's about learning the theory, practicing the frets, scales, all these different songs, and then you let it go, and that's when you can flow. So I'm going to try some free flowing here, alright? So I'm just going to make shit up as I go and see how this actually helps or hinders creativity. Musically, at least. Okay. I'm not good at like making up lyrics at the moment, so yeah. Hence the na-na-na-na-na-nas. Iboga plants, I sing to you. Give me the gift of life. I am thankful for your wisdom. I'm going very unoriginal and hippie with my work, but it's okay, 'cause we're just messing around. I am grateful for Iboga. As long as I keep the dose low, I wouldn't go high again. It's just too much for my system. I can't handle it. No, I can't, and that's okay. Iboga taught me my limits. Father Iboga. That's right, it's the stern father. Stern Father Iboga. Yeah, that's kind of lame, actually. Master of Iboga. Planta Iboga de la tierra, de la luna. Planta Iboga, sálvame, sálvame. I'm just making up shit here, so I don't actually mean these lyrics. Because like, save me, like a plank can freaking save you. Let me rework that, because I don't want to put that in my brain. Maybe I should just sing to the earth instead of just Iboga. Don't want to be casting unnecessary spells here, do I? Me gusta la tierra y todas las plantas y Iboga. Iboga, yes, you're alright. You're an ally if I treat you right. Iboga, you're alright if I treat you like an ally. Yes, Iboga, you fucked me up, but in truth, I fucked myself up. You were just a catalyst, like anything in life. Alright, that's enough. So I'm on my way to the train station, gonna go to the city. My energy level is actually pretty stabilized right now, because I said before it kind of felt like a cup of coffee, but without the jitters. So far so good. I reckon on the train I'm just gonna journal a bit and try to do some introspection, since this is like a, you know, a more spiritual plan, or at least that's what a lot of people use it for. So maybe I'll get some insights, maybe not. If not, all good. If so, even better. So see you on the train, mate. the train, feeling pretty sleepy. Could be the train though, or maybe it is the Iboga. Hard to tell. Man, this bank call is taking forever. Going to the city sounds pretty exhausting, to be honest. I'm more of a nature guy, you know, but hey, might as well make the most of it. Here's a question: what is my soul calling me to do? Honestly, I feel like I'm in a really good place. My soul is telling me to focus one day at a time, at least at this stage. We have an upcoming retreat, so maybe just focus on that. Making videos, serving people that reach out for help, keep reading, learning, having new experiences, and love your family. You're good, man. At this current stage, you don't really need to think too far ahead. Just be in the present. Once you arrive in Turkey, for sure, visualize, plan out how to grow your business, make better videos, but right now, just enjoy the train ride. An account recently, I know that it says that the car will be sent out 5 to 10 business days. No, that's all good. Thank you very much. Pretty tired, actually. Like, you know when sometimes you have, I don't know, maybe a bit of resentment towards a friend, and sometimes you think like, oh, maybe I'm just projecting my feeling, right? And sometimes it can be that you're just projecting your bullshit, but then 6 months would pass, a year would pass, and it just, every so often, periodically, it just rises to the surface of your mind, and you know that it's actually, no, it's not you just projecting something, it's something you need to let out. It's something that your soul is telling you. And because I was smoking weed all the time, it would basically quieten down my conscience. So that voice that tells me, hey Tom, you should do this thing. And then I'll smoke weed and it's like, don't worry about it, or leave it for tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes a year, you know what I mean? After a few weeks of just quitting cold turkey, I was like, yeah, that voice started to become stronger and stronger and stronger, to the point where I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night. And my voice is like, Tom, do this now. And then that's when I did it. Because I don't have bitter or resentment. It's more from the thing of, hey man, this is just what's been going on. I just need to express how I feel. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not just putting the finger on you. But this is just something that I've had an issue with, and I feel like I need to get it out before it turns into deeper resentment, you know? Made that message for 3 friends, and 2 of them responded just so graciously, you know? And we had a chat, and now we're better friends for it. And then the other one, it just turned into, it was like a 12-year-old in this, like, I'm not saying that to be mean, but in, like, emotionally speaking, it was just like, you just couldn't take criticism, so you just start bringing up all this other shit from our past. But when they don't acknowledge anything, that's like, wow, okay, either you got a poor memory, or you're just, I don't know, blind to the truth. Or now it's just good to, yeah, know where we stand. So that's why, like I said, like when he attacked me viciously twice, like just pure, a lot of bitterness, like just, it was very ugly. When a friend comes to you with a criticism, it should be received with absolute love and compassion, because most people are fake friends, you know? They'll never tell you how they actually feel, and they'll just talk shit behind your back instead of expressing what's going on. Because when a friend expresses to you, like if they have an issue or something like that, it helps you grow. I love it when friends do that. I respect them more for it. But doing it in a way of loving compassion, not out of pride of, you know, yeah, but you do this, you know, that kind of juvenile attitude. Because when I smoke weed, I kind of withdraw into my shell, and I don't feel that urgency of like serving others as much. It's like if you were to quit a drug, and instead of your friends supporting you, they just throw it in your face of how you're a drug addict. It's like, yeah, I know. Hence what I'm doing, you know? Because I think when you message from a place of anger, that's when things can get much uglier. Like, even if you agree with me or not, like, that's not the point. It's not me saying, this is what's wrong with you. It's me saying like, this is how I feel about this certain situation. Like that's the approach. If it's uncalled for, cool. If it's uncalled for, we'll work it out. It's all good, right? That's why I take counsel from other people, so it's not just my own projection. You know, like I said, this is something that even Yesenia has known and had a problem with, and I was always the one that was very quick to forgive and let it go. But then it just kept happening and happening and happening. Very quick to just let things go, you know, but then sometimes that can have a kind of double-edged sword effect where for certain things I just don't build the boundaries within myself, and then I just build up resentment subconsciously until like these thoughts come in waves, you know, over time.
It's probably the bigger things that I'm not saying you, but because I'm also and everybody else that doesn't face on or sort them out, and we move on.
Yeah.
They come haunting us down later. Well, good. I'm happy that you moved forward. It sounded like a big thing in your life.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna die one day. I'm over it. I want friends to not hold shit in, and if they're going through a dark time, to tell me. That's just the kind of person I am. That's why I got into even like my YouTube channel and like helping people and having the conversations that most people won't have. For me, trust is important. Knowing that if you commit to something, you're gonna follow through. And that's like maybe my own trauma, because I feel like when I was a kid, I felt like I got abandoned. So maybe that's my personal issue. So when people say that, you know, they're going to show up and then they cancel last second, if they do it once and it's a good excuse, of course. I'm a very understanding person. I get it. Life happens. When it's a pattern and it happens again and again and again and again and again, I lose trust. And if I don't trust you, then, you know, then we got a problem. I think about like in the long term, you know, like what happens if I'm an old person and I'm dying, or if I have some sort of crisis, can I rely on you to be there for me when I absolutely need it most? Because I usually don't ask much, but when it really matters, are you going to be there?
Could be, I don't know, wherever we rent the house, you know. And that day we have a boys' day, you know, at night. We don't do anything crazy, man.
Long night, mate, but good. I only really noticed the effects of Iboga the first half of the day, but man, I felt really tired on the train. But the groomsmen dinner was a king's feast. And it was awesome catching up with friends, seeing my cousin Seb. I'm very happy and grateful for my friends. We even brought Eddie along on the iPad. Good man. Bucks Night's going to be epic, and I know I use this word a lot, but seriously, this is going to be a weekend to remember. Man, friends truly make the ride of life so much richer. Think about it, what's the point of having profound experiences if we have no one to share them with? Even Jesus and his apostles felt the urge to share their message across the world. Same with Buddha, Lao Tzu, and even Hindu deities. As much as Eastern religions preach non-attachment, you cannot deny that all these prophets and teachers feel the irresistible pull to share their message with whoever have ears to listen. This profoundly demonstrates how powerful human connection really is, and how deep this desire runs to our very core. Human beings are paradoxically individuals and at the same time a big collective, as if we are basically one giant organism. Without each other, we wither and die. Loneliness is, after all, the single biggest cause behind mental health issues, namely depression and anxiety. Pride tells us that we don't need anyone, but this is a straight up lie. Of course we need each other. Some would say that this is our weakness, but in fact, it's our greatest strength. It's our social interaction and collaboration that puts us far ahead of any organism on Earth. But good friends and family are what make life so much more enjoyable and deeper. And this is why I thank God every day for having amazing people in my life. Friends I can trust, laugh with, share experiences with, explore the world, have deep and meaningful conversations with, and even cry and be vulnerable with. Perhaps subconsciously this is why I named my channel Your Mate, Tom, because I truly value friendship and wish to be a good mate for others, even if it's just virtually. And I'm proud to say that I have people from various parts across this earth who I would consider a true friend, who I can actually trust. Mates are great, don't ever forget it. And if you have a good friend in your life, tell them what they mean to you. Nurture those relationships. What a night, mate. So it definitely ended up being more than just a dinner. You know, had a few drinks with the boys. Went to Crown, had a freaking feast, man. Ate like a king. Almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just getting to my car. So again, I don't want to put so much weight on the Iboga. You know what I mean? And say like, oh, it made me more grateful, or it just made me happier in life. I don't know. maybe with microdosing, it's like, it's a little, let me put the light on here. Because it's such a subtle effect, from what I understand, it has more of a compound benefit. Meaning that it's not like, oh, you take it one day and it's like, it just dramatically changes your life. Everyone has a different opinion, you know? It's such a new field. With microdosing, the rules probably apply to different psychedelics, or maybe it's the same, but I doubt that, you know, because Iboga is structurally a very different plant than, let's say, mushrooms or LSD. I don't want to say that it made me more introspective, because I'm pretty introspective normally. Maybe it did a little bit. You know, I had like nice D&M with my mate, and maybe some people watching this is like, oh wow, Iboga really opened you up and made you talk about this stuff. It's like, mate, that's my conversation with friends every day. It wasn't any more or less vulnerable. I think that's actually more about me quitting weed. I'm just able to express myself a lot more effectively. I'm just able to be more myself, you know what I mean? Be more confident, be more willing to express my feelings, even if it's uncomfortable. And obviously when you have good friends, I'm pretty good with that. In other news, how good is this? It's magnetic too. It changes colors. I can even do like a cop siren, but I'm in a pretty dodgy area, so don't want to scare the hooligans. But anyways, it's late. I'm gonna go, well, actually I gotta upload a video, so I still gotta do some work. I'm not gonna record it because yeah, I'm done. You guys get it. I still gotta do some work. Much love, everybody. Take it easy, and I'll catch you very soon. Gule gule.